Finally, the fifth thing I want to share about Passive House that I love is community. And I think that most of us would agree that the construction industry is often very confrontational, and it's very difficult to do a good job and get something built. So often things get compromised or litigious, or blame culture kind of comes in on it, and it's very difficult to get a beautiful building come out the other end and everyone feel like they were actually part of that. And so when you set a very high aspirational stretch target like the Passive House standard, which causes everyone to have to rethink how they do it, and everyone to work together and everyone to collaborate, it means that you don't have that anymore. People come together and they work because it's something of a bigger goal than what they're typically used to doing. No longer are they just doing the minimum to get by with the legal requirements. They're actually looking at something much bigger than that. And it's not something I would have particularly appreciated before I started doing Passive House architecture, but having done a number of projects very early on, I realised this was what was happening. There was a bigger challenge than just doing a building. So people were coming together, bringing their passion and their enthusiasm, or actually starting to learn enthusiasm and passion for Passive House if they were new to it. And through that process, there was less confrontation, there was more collaboration and working together. And as has often been said, Passive House is a team sport. We need to work together to be able to do it. Or perhaps another way of putting it is it takes a whole village to raise a child. It takes a whole team to raise a Passive House building. And then the second aspect of community, which I found really striking about designing Passive House buildings, is that people are willing to share their mistakes, willing to share their lessons, and willing to learn new ways of doing things. Because there's a purpose, there's a reason. It's not just about doing it for the sake of it. So often in the construction industry, people don't want to know about doing things differently, don't want to know about how to do something better. And then when people start to do Passive House, they get very passionate about sharing the mistakes they made, their war stories, how long they spent in the trenches before they could get a building built. And it brings everyone together. There's a real sense of camaraderie and a sense of working together as a community to deliver an outstanding building. And this project in England, in the east of England by Hampson Baron Smith, is, I find, a very particularly beautiful example of a community sense that you get from Passive House. A little bit different take on that perhaps, but it's a grouping of small dwellings, affordable Passive House houses built in this woodland setting, and you get a sense that this could be a little village and they could be raising children together in this village. And of course they're enjoying the comfort and the very low energy bills that comes from Passive House. Just another view of this, and you can see that the shapes and the materials is something very homely, something very community feeling about this particular design.